Hello. Just a quick note. This podcast is entirely improvised. Any likeness to anyone real, imaginary, or otherwise is entirely coincidental. Enjoy.
Welcome back to... Why is your microphone so low, Carol?
I don't know.
What happened?
Oh, you're going to move it closer to
Yes.
me. Oh, there we go.
A little behind the scenes look, listeners. A little behind the
I
scenes.
know, the microphone was a little low. I dropped it down. I didn't tighten it properly.
You were craning your neck to try to reach it.
Right, I was. Well, that's, because I can control my neck. I can't really control the stand. I'm not good with it.
It was really cute. It was like a bird. You were like, I gotta get the food. It's adorable.
Well, thank you very much.
I woke up like...
Welcome back to I Woke Up Like This, the podcast that interviews the ghosts haunting our little townhome community.
Yes.
I'm Dana Shaft.
And I'm Carol Ufganza.
Hi, Carol.
Hi, Dana.
How are you?
I'm doing quite well.
That's nice to hear.
I'm in a very good mood.
Tell me more.
Well, I've started exercising. Yes.
Stop it.
I did.
Stop it.
I went and renewed my membership to the Zumba downstairs. Mm-hmm.
That's so nice.
Yeah, I stopped for a few weeks. So, I feel like my skin is glowing and I feel just more energetic.
Yeah. You look beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
You're glowing.
Yeah, I decided to wear spandex again. I decided to go back because I feel like it makes me look younger.
It does.
Rather than wearing just, my linen pants for the Zumba. But it's quite itchy down there, because the spandex.
The spandex?
Yeah, so I have to get used to that.
You're not
I don't
wearing
know
underwear?
if you have any. I don't wear underwear with the spandex when I go to Zumba. No. What would you suggest here?
I would suggest wearing like a thong.
Oh, really? Okay.
It looks the best in spandex.
All right. I either wear really big panties or nothing. And you'd say, so a thong is like in between. I remember that thong song. Do you remember that video?
I love that song. Will you sing it for us, Carol? You have such a gorgeous voice.
Well, I haven't sang the song in a while. Thong.
Oh, so
Yes,
good.
Right? Yeah. I really loved that music video. I thought it was really, it was fun. It was beachy. It was on the beach.
It was on the
right?
beach.
Yeah.
It was what I liked most about that music video is that he was wearing just the most flowy garments, and all the girls were wearing bikinis.
Right.
I thought how fun of him to show them off and cover himself up so he doesn't hog the spotlight.
Right. What was rough after that music video was I thought I looked like one of those women, and I went and bought a very scandalous bikini. And when I went on the beach with that bikini, my mother said, you better get back and put some clothes on. So I wasn't able to return the bikini. I don't know what the point of the story is, but basically it made me feel a certain way. And I thought, because watching that, I felt, well, I look like that. And I realized I didn't. So it was deceiving.
Well, and it was, of course, the high-waisted bikini.
Right.
So that probably explains why you really like the spandex.
That's right, yeah.
Because spandex is really high-waisted.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is.
Don't show that to your mother. She won't like that.
No, she doesn't know.
No.
She asked me what I'm wearing to the gym. I said, I'm wearing the linen pants and the long linen shirt.
Smart of you to lie. Good girl.
Yes.
Good girl.
I don't usually lie, but I do to my mother.
You have to sometimes.
Right.
Otherwise, they're on your case all the time.
Right.
Well, it's funny you bring this up.
Yeah, I'm talking about myself. I'm sorry.
No, it's funny you bring this up. No, because we're talking about mother-in-laws. Henry's mother's been in the hospital.
Oh, no. What happened?
Yeah, she's got heart failure.
Oh, no.
Yes, I know. So we were there all night last night. I thought she was going to die. This morning, she's all better. Everything's fine.
Well.
She was being so nasty to all the nurses in the hospital. Now today, she's all bright and sunny. And can I have some more pudding and some more Jell-O?
Well.
I was excited. Because we have a pact, me and her. I said, if you die, you have to haunt me. She's not going to die anytime soon, and I'm excited.
She has to do her taxes now.
She does have to do her taxes now. I don't have to do them, thank goodness. But I was really excited to have a ghost Finally.
The ghost that you know.
A ghost that I know.
Right.
You know, because you get confirmation. You know, I have other ghosts, but it's boring.
How do you think she would haunt you?
That's a good question. That's a really good question. Well, you know, she's supposed to send me a sign. And so we decided that what it would be is her turning on the lights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in the kitchen in particular. So if those come on by themselves, I know it's her.
Oh.
But if that happens now, I'm not going to know it's her because she's still alive.
Right.
Isn't it so frustrating?
Yeah, it is very frustrating.
We thought about putting a pillow over her face, but Henry said not to. So.
Right. No, she's a nice lady.
She is.
She's
Hi, Maureen. If you're listening, it's so nice to see you.
Yeah, Maureen. She speaks like Henry got the poetry talent from her. She speaks in poems.
I just thought everyone from that family was so dumb. Turns out it's called poetry, and I'd never heard it before. You know, I've heard it in songs, of course. I love music. Reba McEntire, talk about a poet.
Oh, it's really good. And gosh, you know, that's one of the only people I'll say that has a good voice. That's one of the only singers I'll say that actually has a good voice.
After Celine and Whitney.
Whitney, and Reba McEntire. But the thing is, Whitney doesn't count because she's not alive anymore. So you can't, you know, we have to discredit those people.
Okay, so she's off the table.
Right, yeah, she's off the table.
So Elvis is gone, Whitney's gone,
yeah.
Aretha's gone.
Elvis who?
Exactly.
You know?
Aretha who? That's true.
Right.
I never thought about it that way, but you make such a good point, Carol. Yeah. So yeah, and you know, my mother-in-law's still alive, thank goodness. Right. But also disappointing. Because I don't get to have a ghost that I know in my house.
Well, maybe, you know, somebody will, you know, go. Yeah. And then you'll have a ghost that you'll know, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just keep throwing those pennies into that fountain downstairs.
Listen, you just say the words and we're going to go get Gary. Because we've been planning that for a while.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. You know that I'm very much still in love with him.
And you know that I'm kidding. I was kidding.
I know. You're trying to get me, you know, she's trying to get me single and mingling.
Listen, I want to go to the bars again.
We had a good time then.
We had such a good time.
We went to the bars, yeah.
And all my other friends, you know, they're showing their age. You know, we're in our early 40s. You're the only one that can keep up with me.
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
You're a tough cookie.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got into a fight last time we were at Applebee's.
We did, yes.
That lady at the bar, she hopped in front of us. She said, "These are my seats." And I said, "You weren't sitting in these seats."
Right, yeah.
So we moved their drinks.
Yeah, we moved, yeah.
Just because you go outside to smoke doesn't mean that you get to keep your seats.
Right, yeah. I mean, what? She puts her purse down and all of a sudden, you know, it's her seats?
Yeah, they do the thing where they have their cups and they put the napkins on the cup. And take it with you.
Exactly.
So what if you can't take it outside?
And who goes outside and smoke without a drink?
That's the only time.
Even if they say you can't take the alcohol outside, you take it outside. Yeah. I mean, come on. Following the rules?
What rules?
Well, exactly. She's not really following the rules. She's smoking. You're not supposed to be smoking anyways.
No.
It's bad for you.
Unless you're on drugs.
Right.
Then
you're
it's
allowed.
acceptable.
Right.
You know, you take a mushroom, do some MDMA. I just learned about MDMA. Isn't that crazy?
It sounds like an alphabet thing.
Isn't it?
ABCD.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What is this? What is this MDMA?
Ecstasy. It was a big drug in the 90s. I don't know if they do it anymore. But I just learned about it. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to make you feel good. But I feel good all the time. I don't need it.
Now, ecstasy is supposed to feel good so that's supposed to happen when good things happen in your life, right?
Yes. Yes, but it's also a drug.
It's a drug?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. So I can feel things that I felt maybe in high school again?
Yes.
I can feel love again by taking a pill?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Isn't it amazing?
What did you learn about this? What did you get in the encyclopedia somewhere?
You know, the kids are learning stuff earlier and earlier.
And they're teaching you.
And they teach me.
They're quite comfortable with you.
Yes, they are.
They're open. My son is quite open with Dana. He doesn't tell me anything.
Yes, you know, he tells me all the stuff.
Yeah, he does.
You know, he taught me this week, your son, the kid, he taught me how to use, you know, somebody will send you a text message and then you can hit it and then you can be like thumbs up or heart. He taught me how to do this week.
Wow.
You didn't notice that I was doing that to everything you sent me?
No, because, you know, my glasses, my bifocals, yes. I can't, for some reason, the emojis they're not clear.
Oh, it's because of the blue light blockers.
Right.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. I have that installed in my bifocals.
Okay. Well, listen, I had a question, but you don't know how to use it, so I'm not going to ask you. But how do I know that it needs to be like a thumbs up or a heart? How do I know which one to use?
From me?
For anybody,
Well,
if you send me, I'm drinking wine right now. What do I do? Send it a heart or give it a thumbs up?
Well, how much do you like drinking wine? How much do you agree with it?
Oh, that's a good question.
If you really love it, you do a heart.
Okay.
If you're like, it's all right, but you have a good time, thumbs up.
You're not as dumb as you look.
No, I do look very. People do say that what's going on with you? Are you okay?
Oh, stop it. Oh, stop it. I'm just joshing you.
I know you're joshing me.
I'm just getting you in the ribs. It's crazy. No new ghosts for me this week.
Really?
No.
Wow.
Shower's been quiet. I think he went on vacation.
Maybe he went on vacation. Maybe he went on a cruise ship.
Oh.
We love those cruise ships.
I love a cruise ship.
Yeah. Maybe he went on a nice cruise ship and maybe there's a lot of showers there and he wants to haunt many of them.
Oh, I hope he went on one that has a water slide.
Oh, that would be great.
I love a water slide.
I know. A good water slide.
Oh, good for him. Hope he's knocking over bottles of shampoo on that ship.
Wow. And mine is still active. I'm still getting my I guess you drug people would say hit of Terry Crews. Yes.
What a man.
Gosh, he's looking better and better.
He just keeps getting better like fine
I think
wine.
he does Zumba.
That would make sense.
Right, yeah.
You get arms like that doing Zumba. John Cena must do Zumba too. Yes. Have you seen him?
John Cena. Yes. Oh, that is he's the action hero guy, right?
Yes. He's not The Rock.
I always get those two confused.
Are they confusing? They look super
Yeah.
similar, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So he does Zumba for sure. You know this?
I think they both do, yeah.
Did you read that in the Inquirer?
No, you know what I read it? Facebook.
Oh, then yes.
It has to be true if it's on Facebook.
All right.
Let's
so what are we doing now?
We got our first community. So we get these stories from our community board. You post them, you send them to us, and we read them back to you, and then we comment on it.
Yes, that's
what we do.
That's about That's about right.
Let's get into our first story. Will you read it for us, Carol?
Okay.
Because you know I love your reading voice.
Well, yeah, because I sing. So then. Then my reading voice has a rhythm.
A je ne sais quoi, if you will.
And a very good tone to it. Thank you. Story 1. My family and I had just moved into an apartment. My dad was working in Alaska. We lived in Texas as an ice road trucker, so he was out of the house more often than he was in.
You saved that so good, Carol. Nobody's going to be able to hear it.
This might not scare you or creep you out, but to this day this memory does not sit well, and I've tried making sense of it as much as I can. One evening, I was sitting in the living room on the floor with my back against the couch watching TV. The apartment only had one entrance, which was in the living room, and my parents' bedroom was behind the wall where the TV was, so in order for them to leave the house, they would have to go through the living room, around the couch, and through the front door. As I'm sitting there, my mom opens her door and half pops out holding a red popsicle, like an ice cream popsicle. She's smiling and waving at me to come to her room. I remember being so weirded out by this because BC, it says BC.
I think that stands for because.
Because I was right first time.
You were so right. I almost had to text your son about that.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, because.
That's a good job, Carol. You're getting it.
She wasn't talking. And she always talks, but she just stood there, half of her behind the wall, signaling to me to come, as if the popsicle was the prize. If I did. Even then, I remember thinking, how did she get that? The kitchen isn't here. It was connected to the living room. And so I said, no. I usually listen to my mom, but this time I felt off, so I denied. Not 2 minutes later, the front door opens and my mom walks in on the phone talking to my grandma mid-conversation. bringing in groceries from the store, and I just didn't understand how did she do that? There's no way. She even denies trying to pull a prank on me, even to today in 2024. The more I think about it, the more it doesn't bode well with my spirit.
That's so scary.
Wow.
That
is
scary.
so very... What's your opinion on this?
Well, there's a couple details I really enjoyed. The first one where they told us there's only one entrance to their apartment,
right?
Which I can appreciate, because there's usually only one entrance to a house, right? Mm-hmm. But I guess some have multiple entrances. I have no idea. We only have one entrance.
Well, what other entrances would you need to a house? I don't understand.
I'm assuming that they think a backyard is an entrance, right? Like
right.
a sliding glass door in the back.
Right.
But that's not an entrance.
Right. That's not.
That's just an additional door.
Yeah.
So that's not an entrance.
Usually dogs use those doors.
Yes.
Okay.
But it wouldn't be an entrance for a dog. It would just be a place that they can go in and out. It's not an entrance. Entrance is in the front.
Yeah.
What's your address? Unless you have two doors on that side, it's one entrance.
Right.
So I thought it was an interesting detail that they decided to point that out just to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing that I don't understand, not that I don't understand, the thing that freaked me out the most is that she was eating a popsicle.
Right.
This entity, if it is an entity, which it probably is,
right?
It's eating a popsicle. That's wasted calories.
It is.
If you're gonna have dessert,
right? And I mean, they're a ghost, right, or an entity.
Well, it doesn't say that they were eating this. It says that she was just holding it. Like, come here. I'm gonna give this to you for dessert. No, I'm not coming into the room for that.
You're right. She wasn't eating it.
No, if it was a tiramisu,
right,
or a flan.
Yeah.
That's I would follow the ghost into that room for a flan.
Right.
My grandmother used to call it flam.
Like flan, like what?
As opposed to flan, F-L-A-N, she would say flam, F-L-A-M.
Sounds like phlegm.
Doesn't it though?
Yeah. It doesn't sound very appetizing.
Well, if you miss the sugar, it tastes like phlegm too.
Right. Yes. Okay.
So that was a really scary detail, right? Popsicle. Ugh.
Right.
Terrifying.
Out of all the things. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to have ice cream, you might as well go all the way.
Go to Cold Stone.
Yes.
Get something creamy. Have you had Tillamook ice cream?
What?
Tillamook ice cream?
No.
It's so good.
What part of the world is that from?
It's from the United States of America.
Well, it sounds like
it's
from
the republic for which we stand.
It's very good of you. Tillamook sounds like it's from, I don't know, a mountain.
Doesn't it sound like it's from like a mountain in like Canada or something?
Right, yeah.
Tillamook.
Tillamook.
Yeah. That's what it sounds
What's your favorite flavor?
Oh, goodness. There's a couple of them. There's one called Monster.
Okay.
It's got all the stuff in it. It's got like peanut butter, candy. They can't call it Reese's Pieces, but we all know that's what it is. And then they've got, they put cookie dough in there, but it's not really cookie dough. So they got some of that in there.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they got chocolate chips and pretzels.
Do they call it Monster because if monsters were around, they would eat that?
Well, there's that, but also I become a monster if I don't eat it.
Oh,
because I love it. I love it
that's
so much.
Funny.
What kind of dessert would you go into a room with a stranger for?
I like a good upside down pineapple cake.
Okay, listeners, if you want
or fruit cake. I like
the kind you get at Christmas.
I like with the gelatin.
Those are so good.
They are. They're my weak spot.
Yes.
Yeah.
They just stick to the roof of your mouth.
They do. They're so good. I prefer the salty gelatin, not the Jell-O, but the real gelatin from like a chicken, and then you put the fruit in there. It's quite good.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah,
that sounds amazing.
They would eat that kind of stuff in World War I, and
to keep morale up.
Yes, so I feel I like to go back to those types of recipes.
You are an instant coffee fan. We've never talked about it before,
I am,
but you
yes.
also enjoy instant coffee.
Well, I like how it changes right away.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait, I hate the coffee pots. What if a coffee pot's broken one day? What do you do then?
Okay, that's a good point.
Well, and you don't have coffee then.
That's so sad. That'd be a scary detail to add of this story, because I'm a monster without my coffee in the morning.
And we only have one Starbucks downstairs, and let me tell you that line, and there's only one person working. They're working the register, and they're making the drinks.
And they close. Like for an hour in the middle of the day for some reason.
There's always a sign up. I'll be back in an hour. Right?
It just
or
goes
sometimes
up at random
2,
times.
right? Yeah, so you can't count on them.
No. I'm chilled thinking about it. Ugh.
I know. So there's quite. What do I think?
What do you think?
Well, yeah. Well, I was a little stuck on the popsicle, and maybe that there was some kind of weird meaning behind it.
Something.
Maybe it had to do with her childhood or something. The grandma was reminding her.
That's a good point.
But what if her mother had a hologram of the grandmother?
And she set that up beforehand?
Maybe. She didn't tell her.
Yeah.
Because I just learned about these holograms. They're all over the place. Yes. AI is taking over, right?
Mm-hmm. You can get that thing to write a story for you. It doesn't have to be real anymore.
The hologram?
The hologram, too, can tell you a story, I'm sure.
Well, that'd be nice.
That would be really nice.
But anyway, so maybe the mother didn't, and then they wrote this and then they sent it before the mother could explain.
Yeah. That makes the most sense to me. But what if it was a ghost?
What if, yeah. There is a possibility.
There's always a possibility. Yeah. And I think it makes the most sense.
I would say, yeah.
It's the easiest explanation.
Yeah, why the mother would log that in there and then leave it and then not tell her, right? About the hologram.
Well, and then the other thing, too, is she stuck her head out and then she ran around the house just to show up at the front door.
Right,
There's only one entrance. She can't get out and in a different way. There's no possible way for her to get in and out of a house anywhere other than the front door.
Yeah, no windows or anything like that.
It's hard. It's impossible. You've got screens on them. You got to take them off and put them back on. It's too much work.
Right, yeah. Oh, I hate doing that.
And it's got to be one of those, doppelgangers. Have you heard of those? Doppelgangers.
Oh, yeah. So people that look like you?
Yeah, the kids say it all the time. Oh, I thought I saw you at the grocery store. It was your doppelganger.
Right. That's scary that there could be someone walking around looking like me.
It's terrifying. What are those people doing? What if somebody's stealing something from the grocery store right now and they look exactly like me and they think it's me?
Then you're going to be in a lot of trouble, let me tell you.
Well, when I decide to run for HOA president again, because you know that I was recalled in the last election. I was impeached, excuse me. Not recalled. That's for food. I was impeached. If I decide to run again, I don't want people thinking that I steal from grocery stores.
Right.
I only steal from one place, and that's Walmart, and they know what they did.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
It's horrible what they did.
It's horrible what they told me that they didn't put. They said that they put those socks in there, but they didn't.
Right.
Because remember, it was over the pandemic.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Those were really nice socks. And yeah, I remember that. And
they refused to refund me. $12.99 gone.
Right.
So I steal from Walmart now.
Did you steal over $12.99 to just to do a little more damage to them, or exactly at $12.99?
I won't steal from Walmart until I feel
good.
I feel better about.
I tried applying there because I got fired from CVS. I tried applying there to organize their Tylenols there.
And I am sorry. I did not mean to get you fired.
That's okay. It was over a coupon, but it's okay. I stood up for my friend. I don't usually stand up for myself or my friends.
But you've been listening to Beyonce and she's rubbing off on you.
Yeah. Yeah, and also Tim Robbins. Yeah.
So good.
Mm-hmm. So anyways, they didn't hire me, Walmart. So I filled out 2 applications the exact same way. Stapled them together just so that they saw that I wasn't lying.
I heard you should try using a man's name to get a job because you'll get it
really?
just like that. Yeah. Well, because there's not equality in this country. People say there's equality.
Well, you'll have to help me think of a man's name.
Okay. Let's just one off the top of my head. Your husband's name, Gary.
So I should just pretend I'm Gary? Should I put his social on there too?
It'd be fun if you, instead of Gary Ufganza, because that's your last name, Ufganza, you should do Gary Lufthansa.
Lufthansa.
They'll hire you in a second if they think you're related to the airlines.
Yeah.
That'd be so fun.
Yeah, I know. People do ask me that all the time if I am related to.
And you're not.
No, I'm not. But maybe, one of my ancestors was related, and they took the first part of the word off just because they didn't want to be famous. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think about these things all the time.
That's a good question. We'll have to ask Gary, if he knows anything about his family.
He definitely doesn't. Gary doesn't look European at all.
No, he doesn't.
No.
He looks... I don't know how you look at, but he looks like he's from Texas.
Well, yes, he does. Yeah.
I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah. If you were to look at men that live in Texas, his face would come up. Yeah. But he's not from Texas.
Yeah. Where is he from again?
Well, he's from here, born and bred.
Oh, that's right.
New Mexico.
In New Mexico. Well, so yeah, I mean, it's got to be a ghost. This is so scary. If you see popsicles on a person, run because it's probably a ghost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from popsicles now.
Stay away from the frozen food section at the grocery store now.
Where am I gonna get my ice cream? You gonna get it for me?
Well, you just gotta avoid the popsicles.
Oh, you mean that?
You just run by really fast, so you don't have to get to the popsicles.
All right, well, that's what I'm gonna do.
That's what we're gonna have to do. Well, case closed. We solved it.
We did. Another one solved.
Another one solved right here on. I just woke up like that. Oh, I just pulled a Carol.
Yeah, she said just woke up.
I woke up like this.
Yes.
Another one solved.
All right,
let's take a break.
Yeah, let's.
We'll be right back.
Why don't we open
the
Franzia wine box?
We're changing it up today. No more coffee and Danish. We got Franzia and cheese.
Yes, we did.
Yum, yum, yum. All right, see you in a second.
Yes.
I woke up like. I woke up like. I woke up like. I woke up like.
Well, wow.
That was the Franzia.
It's delicious. Do you like the rosé that I bought?
It was good. It was a 2023. That's nice. That's a good year.
It is, yeah. So it's aged a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never had burrata cheese before.
Burrata, yeah.
But it was tasty. Mm-hmm. It's good.
What is the burrata's cheese? Where is it from?
Oh, I think it's originally from, you know how like in France they have the Champagne region? Mm-hmm. So it must be from the burrata region of Italy.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's very good. It did taste like Italy, that's for sure.
It's very good. And you put on some, maybe it's sacrilege, but you put on some French bread. It was so delicious.
Yeah, it was very good. Sometimes I like to do it with a jam.
Oh, you like some jam?
Yeah, with the cream cheese.
Oh, jam and cream cheese is good. Oh, bagels.
Right. Then it totally shocks my taste buds. They don't know what to do with that.
Yeah. Well,
it's good to shock them.
Yeah. You like a poppy seed bagel. You just like that explosion in your mouth.
I do. I like the little seeds. It's like they're swimming in there and they're trying to find a home.
Did you like Pop Rocks growing up? The Pop Rocks
I did.
candy?
There's a poppy seeds actually remind me of grown-up Pop Rocks.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And it's really fun when they get stuck in your teeth.
It is fun.
It's fun to find them later.
Yeah. I found one like a few weeks later.
Whoa.
Yeah. Just came out and I said, I haven't had a poppy seed bagel in a bit.
No, yeah.
So
because we're eating better these days.
We are. Yep.
Franzia and cheese.
Mm-hmm. I'm eating more cereal with milk.
The box kind or the kind that you cook?
No, the box kind. I don't have time for the cooking.
What's your favorite cereal?
Well, I like the Frosted Flakes.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, I like the Cheerios, the one with that's approved by the Heart Association.
The American Heart Association.
Yes.
Mine's not, but I do eat something similar to Cheerios. It's called Apple Jacks.
Oh, yes, I do like Apple Jacks.
Those are so good.
You said as if I didn't know what you were talking about.
Oh, I'm talking to the listeners as if they don't know what we're talking about.
Okay.
You know what's fun? You know what's fun is I feel like I talk on the microphone like I'm Joni Mitchell or something, and I'm talking to the audience. That's kind of what it feels like sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I would say you're more of a, I don't know, like Regis.
Oh, he was good.
I wouldn't compare yourself to Joni Mitchell because she's a singer.
And I'm not that good of a singer.
No. Well, I love you. You're good at a lot of things. And you're not good at singing.
No, I'm not good at singing or poetry. I can't even recognize poetry either. We talked about this.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't at all.
At all. It just sounds like gobbledygook to me.
Even rhyming. You don't even notice that someone's rhymed.
Not at all.
Wow.
It's called... I have rhyme blindness.
It must be hard for you to go through life like that.
It is hard. Mm-hmm. It is hard. It makes listening to Shakespeare really tough for me.
You like to read it?
I do like to read it just because it makes me look good. I don't really know what's going on.
Right.
But I look fancy doing it. I have to do it at the Starbucks when it's open.
Oh, you could take a Shakespeare book. Which one's your favorite book?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I'll do... Oh, my favorite book is the one with all the plays. So it's got like... Othello in it, and it's got Hamlet, and it's got did you ever read the one about the king?
Oh yes, that one. Yeah. The one where he dies.
Yeah.
Or he gets murdered.
One. Yeah. Or there's two. There's a couple of them. He dies in one, then he gets murdered in another. Yeah, it's more than one. Yeah. There's a sequel. Shakespeare was the first to ever do a sequel.
Well, he only made a few movies of his works, right?
Just a few.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Harry
Maybe
Potter
he
is
didn't
definitely.
approve. Maybe he just signed something before he died.
I think that's true. You know, people say Shakespeare's good, but there's not a lot of Shakespeare movies. There's more Harry Potter movies.
No, yeah.
Yeah. I think
It seems to be around the same time or no? No, Harry Potter's a little older.
Harry Potter is a little older, yeah. Well, it's historical too. Did you know that? It's based on real life stuff.
I did, yes. It did, yeah.
Yeah, it happened. People say it's fictional, but it happened.
No, it's in the history books.
Witches are real.
Yeah, they are.
Witches are real.
No, Salem. I mean, what Salem just popped out of nowhere?
If they weren't witches, what were they drowning?
Yeah, exactly.
So silly. People
All
are
right,
silly.
we should probably get on with it, right?
That's good. We have an amazing guest, but first we're going to get to their story first. I'm going to read their story.
Yeah, all right.
Give Carol a little bit of a break.
Yeah, this one's a long one. We don't give this one to me.
This is a long one. We should give you the long ones, though, because you have such a gorgeous speaking voice.
I do. It just sometimes I get lost, and when there's the punctuation's wrong, it throws me off.
Well, you know, it's so funny. People say, I could listen to you sing the phone book.
Right.
I could listen to you read the phone book. I could listen to you read a cookbook.
Wow. Without cooking?
Those are so boring. Yes.
Wow.
Without cooking. Well, no, they're especially boring because they've got all the numbers in it. You know, a quarter cup and this.
Yes. And you could listen to me doing that?
I could listen to you sing it and read it. I bet we could do a singing reading combo thing that we make up. It's never been done.
I'll be singing and what? You'll be reading?
No, you'll be singing and reading.
Oh, okay.
And I'll just be listening and enjoying.
Okay, that's good. I like that.
Yeah. We'll call it, we'll call it talk sing.
Talk sing.
Talk sing.
I like
You'd
that.
be good at it.
I know I would be.
Look at us inventing stuff.
It's
never been done.
Start these trends.
It's never been done. We should get on TikTok and tell this to the kids.
We should do that.
Oh, okay. We're going to talk to your kid. We're going to talk to my kid. We're going to put it on TikTok.
We'll set up an appointment for that.
All right. So this is our guest story. Again, we got this from our community board, and then we find the ghost that is involved in this story. This is a long one, so settle in, children. Recently, one evening, I went to a friend's 17th birthday party. They live about 30 minutes from me, so I planned to stay at my boyfriend's house, who lives nearby, after the party. My parents thought I'd be staying at the host's house. I lost my cell phone about a month ago, and my parents haven't replaced it yet because I'm supposed to get a job to afford it. So obviously, I went to the party without a phone. My parents dropped me off and went home thinking they would just pick me up the following morning. The party ended up running late, so by the time I got to my boyfriend's, he and his family were asleep. Sleeping at my best friend's house was never really an option either, so I couldn't go back there, but figured I'd try to find a bus or taxi or something. I walked to what I believed would be a more populated street, but at 3 a.m., is anywhere really populated? I stood under a street lamp trying to figure out what to do. I couldn't walk home, and I didn't want to wake my boyfriend and his family because he had to get up early for work. Standing there not even a minute, I hear a bike riding up behind me. A small, young-looking man was riding towards me. At first, I was relieved, but then I became nervous. Was he going to harm me? He rode up to me and explained what I already knew. Getting a taxi or bus would be impossible as they stopped running at 12 a.m., and it was 3 a.m. He offered to take me home on his bike. At first, I was apprehensive. Was he going to kidnap me or something? Figuring he was on a bike and I'd seen an attack coming, I hopped on, knowing I could easily get away or take him if I really had to. Plus, I was cold. I didn't want to be outside for much longer and my feet hurt. He tried to make chit-chat on our bike ride home, but I couldn't hear him. What was normally a much longer drive, usually about 30 minutes, felt really short, like 10 or 15 at most. It was crazy. He insisted on waiting for me to get into my house once we got there. I figured at this point I already knew where I lived, so whatever, what's the harm? He watched as my keys kept getting jammed, so he ended up helping me get in. He was able to do it, no problem. He just slipped the key in and voila, it opened easily. What? This scrawny guy? I was annoyed but grateful to be home. I thanked him and went inside. My mother, annoyed by the commotion, awoke just in time to catch me struggling to get inside. When she asked what was going on and how I got in, I explained that my friend had helped me, to which she responded, "You came here by yourself. I've been watching you." I thought, no, that's crazy. I went to introduce her to my friend, but when I turned around, he was gone. And that's when we saw my keys hanging on the hook next to the door. I didn't even have them in the first place. So please welcome to the podcast, our good Samaritan on the bike.
Wow. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. I was not expecting that voice.
Well, yeah. Hi.
Hi. What's your name?
Jerry?
Does it sound like a question? Are you unsure of your name?
No, it's just more so annoyed by the question.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Your face says that for sure.
Thank you.
Dude,
I try.
You brought your bike.
Yeah, I stole it, so it wasn't really mine, actually.
We have had a string of thefts around here involving bikes. I mean, it's a beautiful Huffy.
Yeah.
I mean, I just thought it looked fun.
It does look fun. It looks like one of those bikes that they take on, the ramps and stuff, and they hop off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just prefer to cart weird girls, apparently.
You seem upset about that.
I mean, how stupid can you be to put yourself in that situation? So, of course, I had to help. But, I mean, I also think it's annoying that she thought I was a boy. I mean, I get it. My hair's short.